Hi, and welcome to this week's energy report for August the 7th through to August the 13th. I am Rachael Phillips, and I am the creator of the Oracle cards, which will be the cards that I use to do the energy forecast. And I also help people in the spiritual and wellness industry to be able to grow and expand their business. So I also work on radio as a psychic myself. So let's go in and discuss a few things that are going on this week. It's a little bit of an exciting week because we have the full moon lunar eclipse. We have a few other planets that are going retrograde. So there is quite a lot of planetary movement going on at this time. And especially with the full moon, it is about bringing emotions to the surface. Now, sometimes what happens when we talk about the full moon is that, and the lunar eclipse, is people start to go into this state of freaking out. And sometimes that can really heighten emotions. Whereas if you know how to be able to navigate through these moments, then you can see the beautiful gifts that are revealed to you through your emotions, and then be able to look at solutions to be able to move through this. Now, I know that that sounds very clinical, but sometimes that is the best way, because if we get caught up in our emotional state, we don't get to see the gifts that are revealed to us because we get stuck in the drama of the emotions. And that isn't always the best way, because all that's going to do is harbor and hold you in a place where pain and resistance can occur. So the greatest gift that you can give to yourself is awareness. Now, to me, the full moon is one of the greatest gifts that our soul comes in at this particular time each month, and it reveals to us core issues, and it brings these things to the surface through usually sometimes through dramas or other people, because life is about that mirror reflecting back to us. So sometimes if things are a little bit too close, we don't always see. So if you get stuck just looking at the drama, you fail to see that there is a beautiful core gift that's been revealed to you. So let me share a few little things that could help you. So let's say, for example, that all of a sudden you're having moments of, lack of self-belief and self-doubt. You've got a little bit of fear, and that's what's being revealed to you right at this moment. Now, you have choices. That's one of the most awesome thing as humans, is that we have choices. So you have a choice. You can have a choice of being stuck in that fear and that doubt, and then trying to work with it and push through it and force things to make it happen. Or you could simply just bring awareness to the fact that these things have been revealed to you, and then be able to look at, what is the solution? How can I work with these emotions? What is the gift that's been revealed to me in this message? Is there healing that needs to be done here? Do I simply need to surrender and let go? What is it about these core issues for me right at this particular time in my life? And this is where we can shift focus. And it brings me to that saying of, where we give our focus becomes our attention. So if we are only focusing on the core issues that have been revealed to us and get stuck in those emotions, we're not looking at how we can move towards a solution, transformation. And because that's what our soul is saying to us, every time the full moon comes up, it gives us an opportunity to be able to go in and say to yourself, you have evolved, you have grown, so therefore you don't need the shit in your world anymore. So we're going to bring it up to the surface for you to have a look at it, and then you can make the decision what you want to do with it. But sometimes, unless we're being guided or being shown that there are other ways in which to be able to work with these emotions, we can just get stuck. And therefore we start to feel like, well, frig, every month these emotions are coming up. What am I supposed to do with it? It's not like you can just go, okay, well, I'm going to take this emotion and I'm going to put it down here like it's an external element of ourself. But what we can do is just simply honor it, because you know what? The moment that you honor and bring awareness to emotions, it no longer has any hold on you. And then actually you can become so empowered by simply having that awareness and then thinking of the opposite. So if you've got self-doubt, what's the opposite? Self-belief. What can you do to increase your self-belief? If you have got lack of trust, what's something that you can do to build your level of trust up. And this is where you focus your attention, is on this side here. And therefore, you start making movement and traction in the direction that you want to go in, rather than you know exactly what's going to happen. You've already visited these emotions before, but if you get stuck here, you can guarantee you know exactly the result that you're going to get. Usually it messes with your head, emotionally upsets you, and you start to, if you don't see this, if you don't recognize the signs, you can start to plummet downwards. And that's not what I want for you this time. I want for you for this month to be able to really see the excitement that this full moon lunar eclipse is bringing to us. So let's go in and have a look at the cards that have been revealed for this week, navigating through and bringing awareness to things. So the question that I asked when I was playing and shuffling with the cards was, how is it that people can actually best navigate through this time that's going to allow them to come to the end of this week and feel amazing about themselves? So the very first card that came up for Monday and Tuesday is playfulness. Now, playfulness, we underestimate the potential of what fun brings into our world. We, especially as adults, we move more into a place of we have to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this, and we need to do that. And we get bogged down by so much structure. And we forget to connect into that playful, joyful place within ourselves, that element that's fun. It doesn't matter what's going on in your world, you will always be able to find one little funny, humorous thing in your world. Fun is actually one of my greatest values. If I'm not having fun, then something's not right. And believe me, there have been times where life has been really, really difficult. And because I've been able to have that ability to be able to find even just the smallest tiny little thing that made something fun or funny, it allowed me to be able to work through sometimes some things that were really hard. So it's about having that joy, bringing more laughter into your world, letting go of those restraints, realizing that you can still have all of those expectations, but you don't have to be stiff-collared about it. Take a moment and breathe. Allow that expression of yourself to come to the surface. Most people are so incredibly freaking funny, but they don't always share that on a day-to-day level. They sort of think, I can only do that with certain friends or with, certain experiences. No, you can get to bring through that funny, joyous, light-hearted person at any given moment. And what that does is it helps lighten your energy, because the full moon brings up emotions. Emotions can be quite heavy within themselves. So by being able to bring through this joyful, playful, fun element within yourself is going to lighten your energy and allow the energy that is moving through you and around you to be able to work with the flow of things and not get stuck. So that's Monday and Tuesday. So find funny things. The one thing that really brings to mind, and it totally cracked me up, and it's the eptomine of what this card really signifies. I happened to be watching this, happened to see this post on Facebook, and it totally just cracked me up. And it was about this woman going in, and she was saying that she was having quite a lot of difficulties with her teenage daughter, and she just couldn't get her teenage daughter to see where she was coming from, and she just felt like she was just hitting her head against the brick wall. And just in that moment of like having a disagreement with her daughter, she just decided that she would, rather than do what she normally did, which was freak out and get into this great big screaming match, she just cranked on her favorite music and she just started to get her boogie on. And her teenage daughter just sat there and absolutely stared at her as in there was something wrong with her mum. But her mum managed to be able to shift that whole situation around, because she interjected. She brought in something that was fun, that was playfulness, and it shifted the energy of the direction of it, where it was going. And that just totally cracked me up, because that is exactly where we get to see that things that are being revealed to us. If you've got stuff that's coming up to the surface, guess what? There will be some darkness that's attached to it, but believe me, there's also some light. So you don't have to get trapped in the emotions that are being brought up to you. You can go, hey, I've had these moments of self-doubt or lack of self-belief or whatever it is that's coming up for you. You can go, you know what? I've been there before. And I choose not to explore that this time. I choose to explore, how can I expand and transform this beautiful gift that's given to me, because I know I have grown and evolved so much. And this is where we get to be able to be explorative and bring some fun and joy into your world. Believe me, it will really help you through these next coming days. Wednesday through till Friday, it's a really nice continuation, because this card is about pathways. And if you can see all the little compasses that are on there, this card is about the card of happiness. And it's about recognizing that, as we just discussed about the playfulness, that joy, laughter, and fun, the happiness. One of the most greatest things that comes with happiness is that we vibrate a completely different essence, an essence that is truly the closest thing to our true soul self. And that's what's incredibly beautiful. And the message that's being revealed at the moment with this full moon lunar eclipse is about connecting in with that joyful, happy person, and share that and express it however you want. I am finding that there are more people that are deciding, that have maybe been toying around with the idea of wanting to work for themselves, and have all of a sudden decided that now is the given moment, and are looking at the ways in which they can go about making that change. Or they're going, you know what, this job role isn't working for me and I want to change it. But what is it that I want? How do I want to be able to spend my time? How is it that I want to be able to share and express who I am as a person, and show people and let people experience my energy? And that's what's so very, very, very cool right at this very moment, is that everyone is being guided to be able to, not so much to share that light, but to come from a place of pure passion, and knowing that that connects, and with knowing that that's part of the purpose of what you were here to do. We are here to be able to share who we are as a person on every single different level. And that's where it starts to get incredibly exciting, because this is where that awareness comes in. Because you know what? Every single person has these really wicked, awesome parts about ourselves. Then we have these little parts of ourselves that we deem not so awesome. Sometimes when we start thinking about making really big shifts in our world, our focus can go to these not so awesome parts, and they can be the things that hold us up. Whereas at this moment, if we bring in that mindset of awareness, yes, I'm okay that these are these elements in them. So how do I shift the energy around them? How do I shift my mindset and become empowered by the situation, and keep that momentum going of being going in the direction of being able to really radiate and share and show people that true essence of who I am? What gets you up in the morning and excites the crap out of you? Those things that inspire you, that real drive that's within you. If you're wanting to move into like a business sector, like how is it that you want to be able to share your gifts with people? What is the reason behind it? It's usually 9 times out of 10 is that you want to be able to help people, to help them move them away from pain, or something to that description. So it means that your intention is coming from this beautiful, pure heart. And this is where it gets exciting. So try not to get caught up in those fears and doubts, because they are there to be able to remind you that you have choices, and you can switch gear and kick in that determination. That the true saying that comes to mind for me at this point is that sounded a bit jumbled. Be brave, be bold, be you, because you were put on this earth that vibrates your own incredible essence. And it is that essence that people love. And there is enough space within this world for you to be able to share what it is that you do. Now, the one thing that I've been really noticing with this around that is that when people are wanting to make that decision to shift into either a new job description or actually move into that entrepreneurial role, that they're going, okay, well, I have to do this, this, and this, and this. You know what? You don't have to do anything. You don't need to follow the mainstream of every single person. All you need to be able to do is connect in with why it's so important to you, and how do you wish to be able to share that, and who are the people that you want to be able to help. Let that become your focus. Don't get caught up in the mundane of going, I have to do it this way, and because everyone else is doing it that way. No, it is time to break the mold, for people to step outside of the box. There's that saying, there's always more than one way to get the outcome. Now, clients come to people because of the person that they are, because of their compassion, their empathy, their pure drive to want to help other people. That's what makes you so incredibly beautiful, and that is your gift. Now, try not to feel like you need to follow the mold of every single one else. It's time to break that mold. So remember, there is more than one way for you to be able to share your gift. And so long as you're coming from that place of pure passion and total love, joy and happiness, then it is always going to be right. And this is where the next super exciting card that comes in confirms that, is that most people always think, if I'm going to make this decision to move away from my job description, will I be financially rewarded for this? It's a natural fear, and that's okay. This card that's coming up, that is saying you are going to be paid greatly for the services that you provide. All of the money that you ever thought about is going to be there. And not only is this abundance card coming from an abundance level of knowing that you're going to have infinite supply there, that allows you to be able to keep expanding and growing your business and, you know, putting food on the table for your family and live up to that lifestyle that you like and are become accustomed to. And rightly so. There is so much abundant supply out there that it's only our own mindset and our own limitations that is going to hold that back. This card is saying is that if you're going to take that leap of faith and invest in starting up your own business or making a career change, you are going to have the abundance that's coming through. But you're also going to receive abundance on so many other levels. Your soul is going to become so inspired. You are going to come from the most joyous, most happiest version of yourself. So it means that you're going to get to connect and discover new, beautiful things about yourself that you had forgotten. It's not that you didn't know that they existed, because you always did. You'd just forgotten that they were there. And when you take that leap of faith, it is going to open up so many beautiful channels for you. That's going to allow you to see that you're going to have an abundance financially. You're going to have an abundance of joy. You're going to have an abundance of time. You're going to have an abundance of energy. There's everything within your world is going to be infinitely abundantly supplied to you. And so therefore you can let go of those doubts that could be surfacing. Remember, shift gear and move into how can you become empowered by those core issues that have been revealed to you. So this is an incredibly exciting week. You're going to find that the couple of few things that I just wanted to share with people this week was that when we have so much planetary action going on, our energy can become altered. So it's something to be incredibly mindful of. What's your energy? Maneuver with it. If you're feeling tired, take a break. If you are feeling energized, pump out the work that you want to do. But really move through with the time and energy, because what's happening is we are getting so much information that is getting downloaded into our brain at this point. And when it does that, we are actually consuming so much energy on an internal aspect that we aren't always aware of. And so therefore our energy levels can become a little bit depleted. And whilst the physical body takes time to realign and tune into this new frequency of energy, that means that there will be ebbs and flows with your energy. So try not to force and push things. Work with yourself, constantly check in with yourself. What is it that I need? Do you need water? Are you feeling dehydrated? Are you feeling like you need more nutrition? For some people, they find that they overeat, and so therefore they need lighter foods. Are they needing physical activity? Does that activity need to be soft and gentle like yoga, or does it need to be physical like cardio workouts? What is it that you need at this point? And allow yourself to listen to that guidance, because your soul will always reveal exactly what it needs right at this very given moment. But be mindful of your energy. Some of the things that you can notice when you are starting to go through that uploading process is that all of a sudden, for some people, they're starting to really see some random, what they feel is random, but intuitive information is starting to be revealed into our consciousness now, and that's done through thoughts, ideas, and concepts. So there's little ideas that are popping into your head that you're going, hey, that is freaking really cool. How can I expand and grow on that? And therefore you start to really open up that mind, and it becomes so expansive in your thoughts, and you start to really dream big and seeing how that one little idea can now blossom into something incredibly beautiful. So there was a post that I put up today which really does add to mind this moment, which was, if you water the roots, you allow your soul to be able to blossom. And that's exactly what's happening right at this moment. Your soul is really about to blossom. So hold on, enjoy every freaking moment of it, and know that your soul is always going to reveal to you exactly what it is that you need at this point. All you've got to be able to do is just take that one little step, that one tiny little step, and move towards the direction of your dreams. So I wish you all an incredibly amazing week. With the full moon, there are a few beautiful things that you can do. Before I go, leave your cards and crystals, any of your healing objects that you may use for healing. So Tibetan bowls, or like any little symbols or anything like that that you use on a regular basis to connect in with your intuition, or just to connect in with yourself, is a beautiful time to be able to put it out into the full moon. You can do beautiful little ceremonies. You can take a little bit of intrinsic time out for yourself to just be able to, even if you want to, be able to write about what these emotions that are coming up for you, and then just burn the crap out of them, knowing that, you've expressed them, but now it's time to release them and let them go. It is a time that you can sit and get collectively together with other people that are like-minded, and to be able to really celebrate and share this beautiful experience of the lunar eclipse. For some people, they'll want to be able to do those beautiful ceremonies on their own. So remember, just go with what feels right for you. But as always, just know that you are exactly where you need to be. You can just see my pooches moving down, going down the hallway. But just remember, your soul will always reveal to you what it is that you need. Just remember, be brave, be bold, and be you, because you are freaking amazing. Much love, and have a very, very cool week. Take care, guys.